There are houses here. So a lot of this part of so all the city used to be connected by canals. So here in Xochimilco, we consider the reminders of that city. And imagine in the beginning of the times, three big lakes connected in the center of Mexico, in the valley of Mexico. Texcoco in the north, Xochimilco in the south, and Chalco.
Carpa.
Carpa and charales, that is a tiny fish. The tamal that we prepared was prepared with the animals that used to live in the canal, so included the ajolote and many kinds of. This is Popocatépetl. The original boats is a little boat, only the base, and to travel a couple of hours in that boat was not really comfortable. So the people start create these trajineras. The young people, I don't know that arrived from the high school arrived with the ¿Cuántos hijos tiene Don Carlos? Glad for everything that we have. This is cultural. I think that is one reason that we are very happy because we are so glad with everything that we have. When you die, you need to pass 7 places to arrive the place where you are going to rest, where you are going to finally rest. And that place depends the way that you die. You don't need your skin, your bones are going to rest in the place, so just put it on the skin. So this is a tradition that that called Acali. So the Acali was the official transportation in the Pre-Hispanic time.
pienso en qué pasó y cómo me afectó las horas que pasé en aquel bus. No entiendo bien por qué mi abuelo distraído se bajó sin mí. Yo seguí. Acapulco no era un lugar para una niña de mi edad. Con solo 4 años enfrenté la soledad. Del bus debí pasar y